Hi, welcome to Distance Education Centre Victoria. Today we're talking about moving from Year 6 at DECV into Year 7 at DECV. You have come to the right place. Most Year 6 students I know do get very anxious about leaving the familiar and starting a brand new schooling routine in Year 7. And it is a highly anxious and fearful time because we like what we're familiar and what we're good at. We don't know what's going to happen. We've heard lots of rumours, and today we're going to answer those questions that might make you worry a little bit. Now, it's a big change to work from one teacher who does all your subjects to several teachers. We'll learn today how to manage that change. And if you want to look at Red English Module OP, there's a lot of good stuff in there to help you with your transition. Firstly, let's look at Distance Education Centre. Teachers at Distance Education Centre Victoria work closely together. We strive to collaborate so that we can help you learn. Now, if you look at the desk here, that's where the Year 6 teachers sit. All these teachers here are Year 7 to 10 teachers. So we're close by, you'll still be in the same environment. The only change you'll notice that next year will be called VSV, Virtual School Victoria. The government did that change because it wants to make distance ed bigger and better, and Virtual School Victoria is exactly the same place, just with a different name. Now, what will happen when you enrol in Year 7, you will have more than one teacher to work with. This is what it looks like for you. The main contact person for you will be your learning advisor. In a school, these are called home group teachers. And this is a teacher who will have 12 students to look after perhaps. And the idea of having a small group to look after is so that we know who you are, we know what you need, and we can help you. Supporting the home group teacher are the subject teachers: English, Maths, Science, Humanities, Arts, and Health and Phys Ed. And these teachers have 90 to 120 students, and they focus on their subject. So Monica would focus on English, Ken would focus on Maths, Rob on Science, Alira on Humanities, John on Arts, and Liesl on Health and Phys Ed. And that means you get an expert teacher, but all that teacher does is English. If you have an English or a Maths or a Science problem, you contact the teacher for that subject. But if you want to report something like that you're going to be away on holiday, or you're going to be absent, or you want a management problem solved about you need some extra help for something, you contact the home group teacher. We all work together closely and we will do our best to help you. Now, parents and students like to know who their 2019 or next year's teacher will be, but you will find out as soon as we've confirmed our enrolments and confirmed our staffing. So you will be allocated to a learning advisor who will welcome you into Distance Ed, will help select your learning program, and will work with your subject teachers to make sure you do the best you can and you get the support you need. We have had requests for Year 6 students to keep their teacher in Year 7, but the best thing you can do is get yourself that Year 7 learning advisor, and this will extend your network of teachers who can help you. And most students at DECV move very nicely into Year 7. They develop good relationships with their Year 7 lad, and then they have all those other teachers to help them with their subjects. So it's something that DECV encourages you is to meet new people and learn new ways of working with it. How will your child cope with a lot of students in online lessons? Uh, Most of the students that you worked with online in Year 6 will also be with you in Year 7, those who've not gone back to school. There will be 2 teachers in online classes to help you, and one teacher conducts the lesson. The other teacher makes sure that everybody is on track and doing the right thing and listening and participating. If you come into an online class and you see people you're not familiar with, or people that the class is too big for you, you can always just sit and watch. You can learn a lot just by being there and watching and building up your confidence. I have worked in Year 7, 8 and 9, and the classes in those year levels are not that much bigger than what we've had in classes in Year 6. The whole idea is you have a go, look in and have a look, and we will make it safe and happy for you. How will my child's learning needs be addressed? Now, your learning advisor teacher will look at what you've done in Launchpad, will look at your on-demand testing, your PAT science, and we will look at how much you've improved during Year 6, and we will find the right levels for you to work in. So we'll speak, the Year 7 teachers will speak with the Year 6 teachers. We'll look in the database every time we have a phone call or a communication. We write in the database. We will look at how you've worked, and we will create a learning program that suits your child. I have had reports from people that the work in Year 7 is not quite as difficult as people anticipated, and in some subjects it's even a lot less, and this is true. In Year 6, the government tells us we must do 10 hours of English. In Year 7, there's only 5 hours of English per week, so you might be pleasantly surprised. Now, the teacher, the learning advisor, will work with you on things that are management and administrative. Your subject teacher will work with you to support you in each subject. So if you have a question about coming to connect with Distance Day, that question will come to the learning advisor. If you have a question about how to do a multiplication sum or how to write an essay in English, you will talk to the maths teacher and to your English teacher. And those teachers are responsible for your learning in the subjects. Now, one challenge is to manage several different teachers. Like students, teachers are different. And we just have to get used to each other. And I used to tell my students, try and work out what it is the teacher wants you to do. And if you understand what the teacher wants you to do and you do it, you and that teacher are going to get along just fine. And of course, we'll be doing the same for you. We'll be looking at what you need to do and trying to help you in that. So your learning advisor, which is the teacher who only has 12 students in that group, will look after your pastoral care matters, such as absences, requests for whole school information, and any matter that will help you do better at Distance Ed. But a subject inquiry is directed to the subject teacher. The thing that will help you most at Distance Ed is to check in every day, send messages to your teacher to let them know that you're engaged and interested, and just starting and having a go. Now, once you've enrolled and we've done Launchpad, it'll be a little bit different, a lot the same, but a little bit different. you will be getting your learning program. The Year 7 learning programs are organised a little bit differently to what you've been used to. The work is not going to be that much more difficult because the Victorian curriculum is organised in such a way that you learn step by step and bit by bit. And I have had a lot of Year 6 students saying, even this morning, that they found that the work was not quite as difficult in Year 7 as they imagined it could be, because Year 7 is just a year to consolidate and revise. So the idea is to work consistently and systematically, but some of the work could be difficult and you know what to do. You ring your learning advisor or you ring the subject teacher for assistance, because that's our job. We want to help you do well. Now, there is a big difference in the organisation. In Year 6 we had modules A to P, but in Year 7 the work is organised in modules A to H, and there's 4 weeks work in module A and there's 4 weeks work in module B. And the idea is that we submit work every week, and you'll get feedback from your teacher, and by the time you finish module D, you're halfway through the year. So that is a little bit of a change. If we have a look at the learning materials that you will see, let's look at, this will be English Module B. This is the page that you will come to. It looks a little bit different in Year 7. An important thing before you start is look at the learning intention. That is the material that you have to learn for that week. This helps you to focus and orient yourself to the learning that is expected of you. And once you've got your mind focused on what it is you're going to learn, you have to start thinking text. What do I know about text? Ah, yes, it is persuasive text, narrative text. Straight away, by looking at the learning intentions, you know what's coming up. Graphic short fiction, that's the manga things we talked about, or stories told in graphics. A simple sentence, and a chosen author. So all of those things should trigger memories back of what you did in grade 6. So look for the clues and the connections. Then you approach the work. Year 7 has got a start of what you'll be learning, and you just read that. Not all of the stuff you do will need to be submitted. And this is what a page in blue, no, start again. This is what a page in Year 7 English looks like. And you can see there's quite a bit of text and reading to do. This is why you get your supervisor to sit with you in the first few weeks of your Year 7 work and just help you settle into the routine. So that is that. And when you've worked through the week, you go to the Submit Your Work page. This is the work that you needed to do, but this is the work that you submit. So you focus on writing a graphic short fiction text. And of course, the submission and everything is exactly the same as you've done. Now, you could do all these really wonderful things and you could still find it is a challenge. And you know what? That's okay, because we're here to help you. Your learning advisor teacher is here to help you. Your subject teachers are helping you. And even I've been teaching grade 6 for many, many years. When students go to Year 7 in a secondary college, they always come back to their primary school and their primary teachers. And it makes them feel comfortable. It's something they know. They feel a bit secure as they connect the new school and the old school. And after about a week or two, we don't see any more Year 7 students, because it takes a week or two for them to feel comfortable and happy, and they don't need to come back to us. So the important moral of that story is, remember what you've learned from Year 6 and how it can help you, And keep in regular contact with your teacher, because the teacher at Distance Ed wants to help you. And your learning advisor is your first point of contact, and we will tell you what is the next best thing to do. So that's very important, and it's a good idea just to keep talking to the teachers. Now, we did have some wonderful questions as we did this session, and we'll talk briefly about NAPLAN. In Year 7, there will be a NAPLAN in May. What will happen, you will be posted materials to do the NAPLAN. These will be posted to your supervisor. There will be instructions in what you need to do. And for supervisors, it is very, very important to follow those instructions and stick to those time limits, because if you deviate from those, you will lose the integrity of the data that you get back on your child compared to everybody else in Australia who's done that test. So supervisors, you have a big responsibility. People who are overseas will get extra time, but they will need to do the tests promptly. So don't leave them lying around for a week or two, because it is possible to miss the deadline. So the instructions are quite simple to follow. Get those things done and posted back, and your child's results will be published to you in a couple of months' time after the tests. Now, the exams are probably not a big feature of Year 7 when we're looking at question 2, because the whole idea is to develop students' critical and thinking capabilities, personal qualities like organisation, management. There will be regular quizzes and tests in the courses, and they're a little bit of practice. Practice tests usually come in about year 9, 10. But if you want your child to practice exam taking, go to the NAPLAN website, go to the VCAA website. There are a lot of resources and practice tests, and set up a situation where your students can do the work under test conditions. What subjects will you have for next year? Will you have English for 5 hours a week, maths for 5 hours a week? You will have science for about 2 or 3 hours a week. Then you have humanities, which is geography or history. Then you will have arts, which is could be drama, could be visual arts, could be performing arts, it could be music. Then after that, there'll be health and phys ed. So the total curriculum should be, technically it's 25 hours a week, but 18 hours a week should give you ample time to complete everything in that. Curriculum. How many people will be in online classes? It depends on who turns up. There is a chance there may be some classes that are compulsory, the online classes, and I know students sometimes find it difficult to turn up every day to an online class because of things that are happening in their lives, like appointments and travelling. But every subject will have at least one online class per week. So keep an eye on your emails, get a routine and a schedule. And Minecraft classes, well, the ones we had in Year 6 for only a few students who attended were very successful, and we will certainly be looking at how we can manage a Minecraft elective for next year. So there's a lot to think and do and remember from moving from Year 6 to Year 7. It's okay to feel anxious, it's okay to feel unsure, but those feelings sometimes make us do things better. Now, what happens next? You're at the end of the year, you've worked really hard, and we appreciate that. So the most important thing you can do is have some good family time and regroup. Remember, you're getting older, you're getting smarter. That happens naturally. And coming to school and meeting other people and working with teachers just helps you even more. When we start on Monday, 4th of February, I think officially, you'll get your 2 weeks of Launchpad, and our new name will be Virtual School of Victoria. Now, at the start of the year, organise a study timetable. Do the most difficult subjects first because they can be time consuming. So do the English and the maths, and if you get really good at English and you can read and write, it helps you a lot in the other subjects. And then schedule in your other subjects. And the important thing is that you submit something every week. And hidden under here is don't give up. Things sometimes go wrong. Sometimes you don't feel like doing the work. The important idea is regroup, take a break, start again. And the other important idea is every teacher at Distance Education Centre Victoria wants to help you succeed. So if you have any questions about moving from Year 6 to Year 7, please contact your Year 6 teacher for more information, or start developing a really good relationship with your learning advisor for next year. If you have any questions we haven't addressed here, please contact us at DECV. Thank you for listening. Bye.